all we can really talk about is about relative world or what's appearing. We can't really, only can circle around the truth and pinpoint, but never really express the truth. So everything that's been shared here is just an inspiration, sharing of insights and experiences, stories for no one, for no reason. So otherwise we can just be silent, because this the isness is unspeakable, and you know it, and you feel it, and you are it, and that is hearing, perceiving, listening, seeing. You are. Anyway, in this one's life, physical existence, Anna had fortune to meet at least 3 realized beings in person, live, and that was felt and recognized that yes, they are realized because of deep resonance and presence, and how their vibration affected Anna, me. It could be more, but I'm not sure. For sure there are many more through books and remotely videos, but physically in presence, live, I can speak of 3 for sure. And the essence, the isness, the presence is the same in every body form. One of them I met even before I knew anything about self-realization or enlightenment, but it was just in the beginning of my spiritual seeking, and was very random. Someone mentioned this person, the name. They were living remotely from the city, in a bush, in a house, and no one knows about this person, quote unquote person. And they were doing actually the therapy sessions, like a regression therapy. Yet when I arrived there, oh my god, the whole house was like church. It was like a temple, like full of light. And Anna has been very sensitive and intuitive all the time, so the difference was really felt coming from a big city to this illuminated house. And this man was like, his eyes were shining and piercing through my being. I'm like, oh my god, like really radiant. The sun inside was on for sure. And it doesn't matter what the words were, what he was saying, or what the session was. His isness affected me deeply. It was about 10 years ago. Yeah, it was very short time, about an hour or so, 2 hours. Maybe we had coffee, and I go, wow, so much gratitude from that encounter. And it left an imprint, like energetic imprint on me. I've met obviously many mature and self-aware beings, yet like fully realized probably 3. Another one, well, a bit contradictory, or how to say, I don't know the word in English, a bit controversial maybe, being in India that was the guru or the chief of the yoga school where I went to get a degree. And he never said he's enlightened, and no one of those beings said ever like, I am enlightened. But this one in here could like feel, eyes, resonance, presence, wisdom, yes. Like it could see something in me from beyond the physical me, the mind me, could grasp that this is a holy being, even though they may behave or appear normally or even weirdly. Something inside, like, this is it. And so also his eyes, presence, and like the way he was flowing, just like, ooh, the way he walked, the way he talked. It was, every movement was an expression of silence, of the unspeakable. And the classes with him were truly not even inspiring, like life-changing. Yet, I'm saying yet, because to many Westerners, he would appear, I don't know, harsh or arrogant or whatever they would start labeling and judging for me. Just because he would express himself so freely and directly, I saw that not every student there could grasp his being, or at least they would resist, some of them, because of unconventional ways of expressing. And then he would, from being all this pure bliss being and mature and very wise, and just here, like, his presence is like poof, and then shifting into laughter, weird jokes, and talking about motorcycles, and like, and so the other people are like, what? Aren't you supposed to just wear white clothes and sit in lotus all the time? You can go with us and hang out and have a beer. And it's like, so there were a lot of talks. So I see that not everyone can recognize because of the veil they have. And when the truly realized being appears in front of you, it's really challenging. It is because they are empty of themselves. It's just the easiness flowing. They become a mirror to everything that covers up your own perception. All the judgments may rise, and so when you are pure, you can see the purity in another being. And when there is something clogged, all you would see is through this clogged glass of perception. So you would see and pinpoint, the dust in them, or what's wrong with their form or with their expression, or why they are not wearing a robe, white clothes, or why they can swear, or why this person is smoking. Like Sri Nisargadatta was smoking, and people were like, why are you smoking? Aren't you holy? Man, it has nothing to do with presence and easiness. Nothing at all. And so, yeah. And to me, I would also slip into personal labeling of this being sometime, but most of the time just marinate in their presence. But for 15 minutes, few times I would sleep and like really question, did I get into some sect, or like, oh my god, this feels sick, or the mind would come. And my very first night in India, when I arrived, that was like me facing the deepest fear of death. I don't know if I should share it now or in another video, but this was so funny because I traveled alone, female, I was brave female solo traveler to India and not having any backup. Actually I was facing two times I traveled, I faced a lot of inner fears. Every time I would go, it's like India's magical country. It brings stuff up. all that you haven't processed and cleared within. It's a purification fire, at least for me. So the first time was when I went, it was to Goa and to this yoga school, and there was supposed to be a driver picking me up and at the airport and drive me from the airport to Goa. And this driver, like a whole trip, and I'm alone, female, right? And my cell phone didn't work there. I didn't have internet connection, nothing. Like, imagine, you don't have connection, you need to buy a local SIM card. There was no SIM card at the airport. So anyway, here I am, met this person, and all they do during this trip in the car, they talk about sex and how the Western women come to have sex with Indian guys, and just absolutely inappropriate talk when you are alone female first time in India. And I mean, so yeah, first signs of like, oh my god, will he drive me out to the bush? Or like, yeah, what will happen now? And there was a lot of tension at the same time. I was like inside being strong and like just cutting it out. Any of his weird talks and suggestions, but it ended up okay. Like, I got to the place, and when I got to the place, they gave me the key. It was Sunday, so everyone was off, away somewhere, but I got the key to my little hut somewhere in the bush in Goa. I still didn't have connection, and it was already evening, so I thought I'm alone in that hut, and I needed to walk like 15 minutes from the school through the empty lonely road to the hut inside some bush. And I was alone and I didn't know anyone, and everyone left me with this key, and I left my bag and I went to beach, saw the sunset, and okay, it was getting dark, so I'm walking back to this hut, and it's really getting dark, and why do I tell this? Anyway, it's really funny. As soon as I close the door, I hear someone running outside, and like female voice screaming for help, 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 and like, anyone, and like everything in me just like, stay still, don't move, don't make any noise. Like, it's really weird, and I'm already like on the edge of, okay, now they're coming for me as well, and I'm here alone, female, and I don't have connection. It got silent, and well, the voices subsided, and okay, I somehow made myself peaceful to fall asleep, or like lay down at least, but I couldn't fall asleep. And so there were lights outside, like street lights, and I'm laying, and this all street lights just went off, like, and light in the hut, or I didn't have the light anymore, but anyway, I felt like outside everything got dark, and like, interesting, electricity got off. So I'm laying in the dark, and then I hear in some bushes outside of my window, I had window a little bit open for ventilation, and I hear like whisper, male whisper, like two guys, some movement in the bush outside my window, and like, like, yeah, talking between each other. I'm like, oh no, they're coming for me. And then I see from under my blanket, like, they put in a staircase towards my window, but like towards the second floor of that hut. I'm like, okay, now they will get in. What? Goodbye, mama, goodbye, everyone. Complete darkness and alone. But then I hear whispers, these telling someone upstairs. Apparently there was another person upstairs. I didn't know that. It was so silent all the time. They tell, turn off the light, no light, God is coming. God is coming. I'm like, and suddenly something in me like, what? They are just being, what is this circus? Like, so I look outside of the window, and they also went down the stairs and like, no light, don't shine the light, God is coming. And I'm like, what light? What light? No light. I'm like, the phone, the light on the phone. I'm like, oh my God. And they left, and I'm laying there. I'm like, what the? So apparently it was some holiday in India, in this part of India, that they have God coming down to earth, and that's why no one needs to have light on, otherwise God will not come. So, and I've met the fear of death for the first time. And then I finally tried to fall asleep, and then through that open window, little bit open, something jumped on me when I was sleeping. Like, it was a cat jumped on my face. I'm like, what? So it was like complete knockout. Yeah, okay, it's getting alone. And the third person, quote unquote, the being that I met live, the realized being, was a few years ago when I went to non-dual retreat, and their presence was the most powerful I've been physically in, and there was also no doubt, because I was changing so much, dissolving, just through being there. It was so powerful. Yeah, I will not leave any names to not create any discussions, a debate. It's just fun to share. And and this was the beginning of the end. Being in presence, but in non-physical, it's as powerful. As I say, it feels like I've met Nisargadatta Maharaj through his book I Am That. I know him as myself, I know him in me, and when I feel him, when I think of him, I have tears come into my eyes, and so much love and reverence and gratitude, because his words felt, and presence in the non-physical felt the most, chop the head out, the most, whatever, not comparing, but radical, happy ending. So it's really true that you can meet your guru within, through the encounter of the gurus, without or the book or the video transmission. It all exists in oneness, in here, right now. You don't need to travel to India. This body had to do it. It's traveling. It was a part of the story. Yeah, and even the beings that appear speaking from the absolute, the realized ones, they are in you, they are you, they are the ultimate guru, the absolute that's within you. So, and you can only recognize them through your own recognition of the guru within, of the absolute within. Yeah, it's everywhere. When I'm reading the book of Ram Dass, I feel his presence in me. When I'm reading the book of Sri Ramana, I feel him right here in me. Different flavors, blueprints, but it's oneness, one isness. Same with Jesus. It has a little, every being has a little twist, a little unique flavor, even energetic quality, but the ultimate guru is nothingness. It cannot be spoken of, it cannot be seen. That cannot write books, that cannot talk words. It's absurd. So, whatever. Yeah, the guru is within, in your heart, beyond the thought, beyond the appearances, beyond the mind. So that's why